Hey guys, it's me, and I'm going to be talking about why holding on to the past can really affect you in a negative way. So, yeah, um, holding on to the past can affect you in multiple ways because, first of all, it makes you think of yourself like a bad person and not a human being, which is the first step. Because what you did in the past doesn't reflect you in the future. At least if you change, if you do change, it doesn't affect you in the future. But if you keep being yourself, then well, I guess you're not ready for change. Because change is one of the best things that you can do as a human. It comes with time, but if you can do it, you can. It's the best thing you can do. So, here are reasons why holding on to the past can limit you. I have been here so many times. I still hold on to the past till this day. I just can't get over this most cringy stuff I did, and the stuff that I said to people. So, um, when I would try, so in the past, right? When I would try to speak to somebody, I would try and be, I would try and make myself like less human and just try and make fun of myself, which is funny at first, but the more you do it, the more like or less original it feels. You know what I mean? Because people have heard the same joke over and over again, and then years later, you think about, oh, why did I do that in the past when I could actually just, I could have just been myself. That's a mistake that you don't learn until later on. Also, it can limit you from speaking to people. Okay, so let's say um you got in a really bad argument with this guy or like a friend, and he did something really bad to you in the past, and you're the type of person to hold on to a grudge for a really long time, so you decide to not speak to him. Then you meet more people like him, but they don't turn out to be like him. So you just try and avoid speaking to those type of people. I mean, that can be, you can do that if you want, but it can limit you in a way, and it can make you feel burnt out because you're speaking to the same people all the time, which is not bad in the long run, but it can overstimulate you and it can make you like not feel like you're worth talking to. And yeah, so holding on to the past is something that everybody does, no matter how old you are, no matter where you're from, and no matter like where you are. Holding on to the past is something that everybody does, and everybody can't let go. Because the past is an older version of yourself, which is somebody that you thought was cool that wasn't cool. If you know what I mean. I'm gonna use a different example. So, let's say that you were a sad kid and you were into like corny stuff and like you were like a gooner. Basically, I don't know how to put this, but let's say you were a gooner and you did the deed so many times. Then you decide one day to stop because you meet this girl you like. Then you do stop. Then a week goes by, you stop. Then you keep on improving yourself. Then a year later, then you think back, oh, I used to be such a disgusting human being for doing that, and that just isn't good. Cause that you're degrading yourself in a way that makes you feel like you're not human. And that's holding on to the past can make you feel like that too. Also, hanging about with the wrong people, or like bullying somebody, even like anything that could affect you in the future. It just isn't right, because everybody deserves a second chance, no matter what. And no matter like how anybody swears they hate you, nobody has any real enemies. You don't hate you. They just want distance from you and they just want to stop speaking to you. But they don't hate you. Because hate's a really strong word that people just throw about like it's nothing. Like, I would say dislike is a term that people should start using more. Because I feel like that's better than saying you hate somebody. Because hatred is when you despise something with all your heart and just all your being. You should despise them, and despising a human being is just wrong with so many moral levels. It doesn't matter if this person did something really bad to you, like they bullied you or something, and like they spread false rumors about you, or like they tormented you, or stuff like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, sorry. But for you to say you hate them as a person, you're basically saying you hate them for being alive. That's what it kind of means. You hate them for being the person who they are. I know what I'm saying might sound like a bit stupid, but okay, hear me out. So, hating somebody for being who they are is, number one, not their fault. It's because that's the way they were brought up, or that's the way they were taught to act. And they can't change that. But instead of hating them, you try your best to help them change. That's the better route. And that can help you evolve as a person too. Because doing a good deed just helps clear your mind and like just makes you feel better as a person. And it can also help you forget about the past. I'm gonna be abstract. I forgot this video talking about the past, but I'm just gonna be rambling. So, yeah. Because the past is a really dark time where you might have done something to somebody, or you might have done something to yourself, or you just like might have messed up in a way, and you can't see yourself freaking. You can't just forgive yourself, so you hold on to it for a really long time, and it affects you in a way. Let me give an example. So, I'm gonna give an example of myself. So, I used to be really scared to talk to girls, and in a way to talk to girls, I would like make a fool of myself. I would like wear a sign saying, I'm scared of women. I actually did this, by the way. It was like not funny. It was kind of funny at the time, but it wasn't. Now I look back at it now, I'm just saying, oh my god, I'm so stupid. But it wasn't funny, and I just made a fool of myself. And what did that amount me? Nothing. Because I thought, people see the sign, people will actually try and speak to me, but they didn't speak to me. And I just felt sad after that day. And I just kept on regretting that. Which wasn't good for me. And nowadays, I'm even skeptical sometimes to actually even try and speak to girls, you know? Because I think of myself back and like saying, why did I do that? They must have hated me for that. And yeah, turns out the same people whose attention I was trying to get, they don't hate me, because I'm friends with them now, and like we were like really good friends, and like we talk every day. We're actually good friends. We have our little friend group. That's how good friends we are, and I accomplished that by not hanging on to the past, because I was like, I'm just gonna forget about it, because everybody makes mistakes. No matter who you are, no matter what gender you are, you make mistakes, which is completely normal. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. It's just, if you make a mistake, you just need to learn how to change. That's the best part of, that's why humans are like the best species. We make a mistake, we learn how to change. But if you're you're a person that you made a mistake and you don't care if you make a mistake, it can change who you are in general, to be honest. Put it lightly. And you won't be a fun person for people to hang about with. So, yeah. Well, that was me talking about the past. I didn't really talk about how the past affects you, but I just talked about how, like, the past can affect you with your friends and stuff. Well, okay, that was it for me. I guess I'll see you guys later. Alright, bye. Subscribe. Thanks.